Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis. I'm your host, Matt Burke, independent comic book writer and artist, creator. I try to. Yeah, thanks for watching the show. This is going to be our 45th show. It's the first show of the new year, and thank you. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Um, what up, Jason? How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Really appreciate it, man. Um, yeah, man, it was been like a crazy week, man. Just a lot of working and overtime and things like that. But yeah, man, now I'm ready to hit it hard and just kind of get ready for the new year. Just because last year was, I don't know, man. It was just jam packed with a lot of stuff. So many things to do. So, but hell yeah, man. Um, let's see here. Yeah, so I went and seen Nosferatu. Oh man, that movie was crazy. It wasn't really what I expected, but it's pretty awesome. Um, Picked up this Voodoo Ranger Juice Force. These things are like all the rage now. I remember when the first like Voodoo Ranger came out, but I don't know. It's a little different now. Um, Figured I'd give it a shot. I don't know if it's like a if it's like an orange juice or what, but it's a 9.5. And I figured I'd do a brewski to kick off the show for the first part of the year. I normally just drink like rum and bourbon, so mm, definitely hoppy. Yeah, it's kind of got like a mm, kind of a kind of tastes like grapefruit a little bit. It's alright. It's alright. I don't know if I'd buy it again, but yeah, but definitely. I wanted to share a little something with you guys right here. Let's see here. This is this pertains to the just Dracula in general, man. There's been a lot of Dracula movies over the past year, and as you can see right here on the thumbnail, you got the first one on the top right or top left, all the way to the left. That's Doug Jones from Hellboy and Guillermo del Toro fame, And what they did with we talked about this on the show. What they did with him is they shot the old original Nosferatu film, but with a green screen. So they have the same backing as the OG movie, but all new actors in it. So that movie right now is on Tubi, so you can go watch it. I'm probably gonna go watch that tonight. Okay, so I haven't seen that one yet. And then the other four right there, that's from the last Voyage of the Demeter. In that movie, you get a monster Dracula with a Nosferatuian like look to him, and I think that movie was fucking awesome. It was very underrated. Nobody went and fucking saw it either. I actually think that that Dracula in there was scarier than Eggers' Nosferatu. Um, Nosferatu was a better movie, but I think they're both equally as entertaining. I'm sorry, but he just looked fucking dope. And there's actually a scene in there right here in the bottom corner. You can barely see it where of the four squares where he looked very much like Count Orlok because he has like 4 or 5 different appearances in Last Voyage of the Demeter, and he has like the rat fangs in there. It's a scene. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty creepy. And then you get Nicolas Cage. That movie was dope. Had Renfield, very cool. It was a splatterpunk or spatterpunk, if you will, style movie. Very much like Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. If you guys haven't checked out Renfield, go check it out. Renfield is Nicholas Hoult. He's also in Nosferatu. He plays the Jonathan Harker character in Nosferatu, but in Renfield, he plays title character Renfield. And in there, he's a badass dude. He's like ripping SWAT team guys' arms off and beating them with it. And it's a pretty cool story just to see how he has to take care of um, he has to take care of Dracula. And yeah, dude, it's hella bad. You got to check it out, Jason. And basically, in the very beginning of the movie, they take the old black and white footage from the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi, and they superimpose Nick's face onto Bella, and then they take Nicholas's face and they put it on the actor that played Jonathan Harker. And so basically, they kind of made this canon with Lugosi's, but also kind of retconned it, if you will. And I think Nicholas just did a great job as Dracula, and it was over the top. It would be like if you took Evil Dead 2, and also if you took maybe like the Crank movies and a little bit of Nicolas Cage and you cooked them up. That's what Renfield is. It's badass. Um, and then last but not least, you get Nosferatu, Robert Eggers movie. Man, I did a review of that on this channel. I got I got a pretty good amount of people who checked it out. Surprised. Usually I don't get a lot of views on my reviews, but yeah, people were responding to it. But with that movie, man, I don't want to go into too many spoilers right here. I spoiled enough of it, but a lot of people were checking it out. But yeah, the movie was awesome. So far, it's the best movie of the year. It was beautifully shot. Best vampire or Dracula movie since Bram Stoker's Dracula. Last Voyage of Demeter was equally entertaining. And what was funny is that in Nosferatu, they didn't really show the Voyage of Demeter that much. They show a little bit of it, but they didn't really capitalize on it. I think that whatchamacallit, man, that if they would have really like spent a little more time in there, I think it would have been really cool, like a real cool addition to the movie. But yeah, hard recommend, dude. You guys got to go watch Nosferatu. Like just some of the coolest like transition shots. The Foley in there was excellent. The music, the costumes, everything was like perfect. I just think could have used a fight scene at the end, a little fight scene at the end. I thought would have been dope, you know. Because every time you remake a movie like that, you know, you could switch it up. They did that with the last remake, which was in 1979 by Werner Herzog. At the end, they had a different ending, you know, and this movie was, you know, I don't know. But what they did with Orlok, he was a lot more like Dracula than he was like, I would say, Orlok. But I don't know. It's a very common topic right now. That's Eggers' biggest, most commercial movie. It's probably going to hit $100 million. It hit 40 million like in the first like 4 days over the holiday weekend. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Getting that Blu-ray when it comes out, and I need to get a Blu-ray player because it's like I was watching everything on my PlayStation, and now that thing is just like all jammed up right now. So it's crazy. Also, we have a little bit of Lobo news. I want to get into that a little bit later too. But Jason Momoa, he wasn't, just so you guys know, he wasn't the first actor to play Lobo. It was this cat right here from the TV show Krypton. And you could find that sometimes on Warner Brothers Max. They kind of moved around a lot, and he was like kind of a Scottish version of him. So I think kind of like Critical Drinker running around in there with some, makeup on like Lobo, you know. So we're looking forward to Jason Momoa Lobo. We'll see what's up with that. Another big thing right now that's going on, got some more news for you guys, is the Batman casting. I guess there was like a big kind of reveal of him in the new TV show Creature Commandos, and with that they showed like a very Frank Millerian, big tank, Batman, kind of like the one we got with Affleck. So there, a lot of people are thinking that maybe it's going to be Alan Ritchson because that's the name that people throw around a lot, but they're probably going to cast somebody that's like completely out of left field that people thought was like an obvious choice, but no one really thinks about it. It's like right in front of their face, like Ben Affleck, he was the perfect Batman, but no one really talked about it. And he was like right there in front of our face, generally speaking. But here we go, man. I'm going to show you some of the stuff for that. A lot of people think Alan Ritchson. And then a lot of people right now are also thinking about Clint Eastwood's son. People have been hitting him up. He's been doing a lot of movies over the past probably 5 years. He's showing up a lot more. He popped up in A-Year Suicide Squad just like as a little like kind of government guy. That's when you got the Hulk right there. It's hilarious, man. That straight up looks like a mad Harrison Ford. Hilarious. But yeah, Eastwood's only 38. Man, he's pretty young. Good time to get in there. And they hit him up about the role too. What did he say? He's like, they said in an interview, what he thought about to audition for the DCU. He says, I think out of the DC movies, I definitely a Batman guy. I'm definitely a Batman guy, he shared. I think he's the most interesting character because he is living double lives that are kind of a little bit like intriguing to me more than some of the other ones. Yeah, I don't know. There's something cool about that character. So I think, he would look cool. He'd be a cool Batman, Obviously, Alan Ritchson, he definitely looks the part. A lot of people are talking about him too. But personally, I think this guy should play. I think this guy should play Batman. A lot of people agree with me too, but a lot of people don't even know about him. If you were hitting up Redbox a lot and hitting up a lot of the Redbox movies, you're definitely gonna know who this guy is. And this guy is Scott Adkins, man. I think Scott Adkins would be an awesome Batman. He got really popular with the Undisputed 2 movie, which starred Michael Jai White, and it's about prison fighting. And he had a character named Boyka. And Boyka was this Russian badass fighter that actually went on. It was better than the original Undisputed 2 because Boyka's character. Then they went on and made a part 3 with Boyka, and then Boyka got his own movie. And it's just hilarious. He's got the mustache, and he's got all the Russian tats. And this guy could do everything, man. He could do all kinds of, like, I think he knows like 6 different forms of martial arts, and he does gymnastics too. He actually read for Batman versus Superman. There's video footage of him auditioning for the role, and it's the scene he took a little dialogue out of Dark Knight Rises. There's a scene where Christian Bale and Michael Caine are in Wayne Manor, and they're on a stairwell, and it's a scene where like basically Wayne tells Alfred to fuck off, you know. So he thought, because it's a heavy scene, you know, that's a lot of emotion, so that's a good scene for you. You know, obviously he could play, like, do the physical stuff, so he needed to show some of the emo stuff, you know. And I thought he did a pretty good job. And dude, he looks like Ben Affleck. Let's be real. He looks like Ben Affleck. But he could do all the moves, man. You couldn't get a better guy. It's like gift wrapped. You know, he'll definitely play. He definitely play Batman, and he's a little like he's a little older, but you know, he's perfect for a guy that's gonna have Damian in there. You know, he's gonna be a father figure and whatnot. So. Yeah, I've been campaigning for this guy forever, so hopefully he'll get the role. Scott Adkins, yeah. But I got a little bit more news. Yeah, he looks a little like Affleck. Yeah. He actually did and then he was in Doctor Strange. He played one of the little like martial arts monks. I was like, dude, what a fucking horrible way to waste a guy. Like, just piss on him like that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, give him a real fucking role. Like, the dude could act. He's got like so many movies out there. He's in Expendables 2. His movies are very entertaining. You know, he just kind of gets these other, I don't know. He did a Accident Man movie. It was actually written by Pat Mills. It was a Pat Mills comic book, and they made a movie of it. It's got Ray Stevenson in it. It's got Michael Jai White in it. It's got Ray Parks in it. I highly recommend that. It's on Prime right now too. It's called Action Man. And it is a comic book inspired movie. It's actually a comic Action Man by Pat Mills from heavy metal fame. Check that out. Scott Adkins is dope in there. He basically like murders people. He's an assassin, and he makes it look like an accident. But he's in this club that's run by Ray Stevenson, and Ray Stevenson kind of, well, I don't want to spoil it. Go check it out. It's dope. Accident Man. And they made a sequel too. I haven't checked out the sequel yet. I want to watch that too. That one wasn't on there, so I didn't check it out. And Ray Stevenson, man, God bless his soul. That guy was, you know, my favorite Punisher. I think he did a killer job. But yeah, man, let's get into some cool stuff right here. This is big news for the week, I guess. I think it's definitely So we got Jason Momoa's Instagram right here, and this is from like a day ago, 19 hours ago or something like that, I think. Or maybe a day ago. So let's check it out. There we go. For Lobo's eyes only. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. He's reading the script. Hopefully he gets like a good part in that movie. And he had a little thing at the top. It says, boom, day 3 of 2025. I am Lobo. Hashtag let's frag and go. Aloha J. Looks cool. And then his girlfriend, you know, a lot of people want her to play Wonder Woman, you know. We'll see. I don't know. Looks like his ex-wife. That's crazy. I guess the dude has a type, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for him to play Lobo. I think he's everyone's pick, you know. Dude's a fucking metalhead. You know, he just gets the character, like stupid gets it, like perfectly gets the character, you know. I always think of Lobo too, listening to like Motorhead, you know. He's like he's Simon Bisley, dude, you know. And even Bisley like thinks he's perfect too, you know. I do think they fucked up though, big time. I think that they should have made him have his own movie. I think that they should have gave him his own movie, you know. And if not, then he should be filming his own movie right now, and then at the same time go and do like the little role that he has in fucking Supergirl. You know, they should give him like a maybe a 50, 60, 70 million dollar budget to do the movie, film it like the Mandalorian in the volume. If you guys know what the volume is, it's kind of hard to explain, but that's the way they made the Mandalorian. It's like this room that's like a big circular thing with all these different Unreal Engine stacks, and it's just like the new way to film things. And Jon Favreau basically kind of helped create it, and it's perfect. I mean, Mandalorian is like a watered down Lobo, right? You know, so they could do that. It's one movie, and the cool thing about Lobo is, man, that you can make 100 fucking movies, you know. And they don't. I mean, he breaks the fourth wall. He's proto Deadpool. I hate to say that, but fucking, he started that shit, man. And there's a lot of different ways you could take it. You know, you could. I hope they just make it fun. Like, I mean, it needs to be fun, you know. And one thing I do like about the new DCU or whatever is that the same Batman that's going to appear in these cartoons and whatnot, it's all shared. He's going to be this. They're going to draw him the same way that he's in the movie. Whoever is voicing him in the cartoon is going to fucking play him in the movies. At least that's the plan. So everything is consistent. Everything, you know, but everything's going to have its own, flavor. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be kind of like the way they did with Marvel with the whole Infinity Saga with Thanos, but at the same time, the movies are going to have their own flavor. They're going to give the directors a lot of room to play around, you know, and they're not going to shackle them up too much. So I'm really looking forward to James Mangold's Swamp Thing. I think Mangold is a terrific director. He got a lot of fucking flack for his Indiana Jones movie. I watched it. I ain't gonna lie, I did fall asleep during it. But he's like, hey, dude, you gave me like a fucking 70-some-year-old man. I mean, he's a 70 years. You know, what do you want me to do? You know, I know it got kind of woke and whatnot, and it's like a passing of the torch. They were kind of to the chick or whatever. I didn't finish the whole movie, but they kind of did that with Shia and Mutt Williams. And the thing is with Indy, I don't really want to see a passing of the torch. I would rather them just end it, and if they really have to bleed it dry, then recast him. Maybe get fucking Chris Pratt or some bullshit like that. Because it's just a really cool vehicle for that time period. You know, people love that. People were inspired by that. A lot of archaeologists grew up. They still wear the same hat because of Indy. Same thing with Hellboy. He travels like a similar path, you know. And whenever you put Hellboy like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, 90s, and then you kill him, it's like you do actually want to see these characters kind of like in their in their 40s, 50s, 60s, like 70s. You know, you don't want to have them age too much. So I don't know. The passing the torch thing's kind of that's why I like Hellboy a lot, and they killed him off. So definitely looking forward to this movie though. This Supergirl movie. This will get people in the theaters. Definitely put Lobo in there. The thing is though, man, I think that they're gonna give him the shaft though, like they did with him in Batman versus Superman. You know, where he like comes up out of the Titanic, he's like holding his breath. I just hope they don't fuck him over that way. Hope they give him like a big like part of the movie, like make him like I don't know, because he's not the main villain, so I don't know. Give him a big juicy part. Maybe put like Corn Sweat in there, have him fight Corn Sweat. Maybe that's what I would do. I'd bring Corn Sweat in there and make him fight Lobo. You know, I'd make Logo like the second villain in there and give him a big juicy part, as big as possible. And there's no way she could stop him, so they got to bring in Corn Sweat. You know, and that would be cool. Like people, you know, how are you gonna tell me that wouldn't be cool for Superman to pop up in Supergirl? You know. Let's see here. I think things are turning around, and I think they'll do Lobo well, even if he's a cameo. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be dope no matter what, right? And then I think of all the crazy Lobo like designs that people have done. You know, like how are they gonna make him look? Like the guy on the TV show, he looked pretty. I mean, he looked all right. You know, like he looked very like kind of realistic in a way. And like for me, I really like the way Lobo looked when he kind of first appeared. You know, where he had the big knee pads and stuff like that. Yeah, that one's awesome. Like that's a big influence on my new book Hellwar. I have a bounty hunter, Nordic bounty hunter from space, and I give him the big knee they're like metal knee pads, you know. But mine like has like a big has a big wolf head made out of metal, and then the other one has a wolf skull, you know. And that was definitely influenced by Lobo. I put that on my character as well. So I hope they do that, man. I hope they give him the big boots with the big knee pads. Like that, to me, that's like a big iconic iconic thing, you know. And then maybe even the big spiky hair. I think everyone thinks that they're just gonna give him the long hair because it looks cool, you know. Like even the dreads when the dreads kind of look cool. I'm not really into it too much, but with Lobo Unbound, I don't know if you guys are. That was a big series where he kind of dealt with a lot of people blowing up and killing, committing seppuku, and he was dealing with like a hip hop space mogul rapper. That was a hilarious series. I think it was like 6 issues. It was painted too. It was fucking awesome. He looked cool in there too. But yeah, the long hair or the big, long, spiky, like gelled up kind of Goku-y and hair do that Simon Bisley had him rocking. That was dope too. I mean, there's just so many cool ways you can make him. Just regular long hair. Kyle Hotz is cancellation special. Man, I don't know if you guys read that. That's whew. I don't know. One of my favorite books of the year. I mean, it's just a one shot. I love one shots. That's the way to go. I'm doing that myself. That's one and done. If I'm going to crowdfund books, I'm definitely just going to do a one story. Right now my book's probably going to be about 80 pages, and it's way too long. And I've learned a lot like over the past few years. And I think for me, if just doing a black and white comic, writing it and like lettering it, I think 40 pages is plenty to try to do once a year. I think that's a lot already, but yeah, I learned a lot this year. But anyways, forget about me. Lobo, man, I can't wait, and it's like he didn't get the crow, like he was going to play the crow, and he looked pretty cool in a lot of the test footage. I don't know if you guys saw that, but man, Lobo's even better, dude. So I had to show that. That was metal as fuck. I do have some metal news too. I wanted to talk about this. It's something I'm going to be talking about probably for the rest of my life, I think, and it's the AI. But here we go. There's this band called Pestilence. They're pretty good. They're like a tech death, progressive death metal band, and their album cover has basically it's got AI art on it, and the front man, they're Dutch progressive death metal band Pestilence, and a lot of people were like mad, a lot of fans and critics alike lambasted the decision, accusing the band of prioritizing convenience over artistry, even when the band chose to defend their choice. Let's see here, and then the singer, replies to this, I have to get something off my chest. The constant BS about metal bands using AI album covers and more and more. There are a few reasons. First, huge budgets for real paintings are a thing of the past. Secondly, the idea of having mutilated bodies, zombies, and extreme gore are also a thing of the past for Pestilence. Yeah, that might be for his band Pestilence. But go look at fucking Instagram, dude. There's so many like dope ass dudes that just do death metal art, fucking black and white, awesome, handmade, and I don't know, man. Personally, I would try to save up and get a painter or someone to do it. I mean, how many hundreds of dollars is it going to cost, and how long is that record going to last? Or maybe someone in the band could do it themselves. The dude's name is Mamili. Also, dismissed critics that AI art lacked authenticity, insisting that it aligns with Pestilence ethos of innovation and reinvention. When you want to survive in the nowadays industry, you have to adapt. And Pestilence has always been known to look ahead and never fall back into the old habits, not just music style-wise, but every other new release has had a new approach to our own musically, unlike most acts that rely on their own legacy. Now, I don't know, man. That's a fine line to walk. You know what I mean? I think oh yeah, Hotz he did a great Lobo. Yeah, I really did love that, man. That was a fun knee smacker. I think it is a fine line to walk. I think bands, they do need to do whatever the fuck they want, but at the same time, if you have fans, you kind of gotta you have a style, and that's who you are. That's you know what I mean. It'd be like if an artist had a style like Picasso, or and they just change their style. I mean, it's cool. You want to have some guardrails in there. I think I think a good band for me would be Iron Maiden. They put out the same album all the time, but you know what to expect from them. If you would ask me this question a long time ago, like maybe 15, 16, 20 years ago, I totally agree with this guy. I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, dude. Every album, you got to do whatever the fuck you want. You're the artist, it's your music. You don't want to be, catering to the fans. But now I'm like, fuck that. It ain't even catering to the fans. It's just, you have a signature sound, you have a signature art style, you have a style. Kind of stick to it, but flex and kind of rip at the chains of that style. That's hard. It's trying to keep your style, but keep staying within your style and just tweaking little things. I think the perfect band for that, for me, love them, hate them, whatever, is Amon Amarth, dude. I think that every album they put out has been consistently pretty fucking good, but they keep doing little tweaks, and it's still Amon Amarth, So this guy goes on to say, let's see here. When we released Levels of Perception, we aimed to revisit the demo style recording that was asked for by many bands. They didn't like the production they asked for themselves. With Portals, we will again follow our own path, and you could really dig it. For example, the drawing was considered to be an amazing. Was on my personal Facebook site. This is also AI, and it is an amazing piece of art. Not the cover, by the way. Mamali added in the same post. So I don't know, man. I really think that I could see why why people are complaining, that they're not hiring artists to do their cover art, and I personally, I think it's fucking stupid and lazy. Like, you should hire an artist to do it, or you should do it, or and there's an argument like, oh, I'm going against the system, I'm not paying, I'm doing it for free and I'm creating. But at the same time, you're stealing art because you're using blenders and whatnot that were taken from Google Images, that were again taken from artists to create said blended image, to create your AI art, your artificial art that was not made by human. And I think at that time, it's just a complete, fallacy, and it's not even real art. It's a artificial art. it's not a human, dude. It's a compilement. It's a big pile. So again, and it's, for me, it's like with music and album art, dude, it's just artist and album art, it goes hand in hand, dude. Yeah, that's just my take on that, dude. You know what I mean? I think that and I'm sure these guys probably got enough money. I mean, artists don't cost that much, dude, to, especially if everyone's pitching in and whatnot. Even to get a painter, dude. I mean, what's the most you're gonna pay? Like $1,000? Everybody puts in like $250. What, $175 everybody puts in, then the album fucking blows up and you got this awesome like artwork, that's gonna stand the test of time, And then a lot of bands are using AI in their videos too. It's just like, come on, guys, And I'm gonna always be like, as long as I can, say fuck you to AI art. That's gonna be a big focus on this channel, and I'm gonna be doing videos on it too. So, but just wanted to cry about that a little bit. All right. And there was a book that launched yesterday. Yeah, agreed. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, not everybody agrees with me. There's a lot of respected people that are way better, way more talented than I'll ever be in our sphere, that are totally full bore and they're cool with AI art. But me, I got to draw a line in the sand. It is what it is what it is, and that's how I feel about it. I believe it's fucking the devil taking over. I know it sounds kind of cheeseball and corny, but that's what the fuck it is, dude. It's to me, it's demonic and satanic. And yeah, I know it sounds, again, cheeseball or whatnot, but that's kind of where it's starting, dude. It's starting with the art. So, but a book launched yesterday, and I want to do a little shout out right here. Let's do a little share right here. And this one's on Fund My Comic, man. Got to represent Fund My Comic. And this book right here is called Phenomenova. It's by a guy named Von Coleman, and it's a pretty cool looking book. And this is issue 2, Phenomenova issue 2, Down to the Core, the comic book. In order to redeem himself and become a superhero, Miles begins his training with one of the greatest warriors to walk the earth, the Phoenix Sensei. So you got the main cover right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. Oh yeah, it's nice to see a trailer. Yeah.
I just want it to be like the Crusader Corps. Like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps, the Phoenix Sensei. And I will. I have to, whatever it takes. I will find that spark again.
Yeah, man, looks pretty dope. I like the art. Some of it kind of reminds me of like old school Rockefort. A little bit of Silvestri as well. Some of the line work. Definitely Top Cow. I love Top Cow. Yeah, man. So this guy has big plans. I was on his channel last night, chopping it up with him. It's day 2, and he's already like 63%. So it's going pretty strong. You got the main character and the main cover right there. You know, to become a great hero, the old Galvanite must be burned away. Can he survive the fire? And you got the digital tiers right here, $5, dude. Can't really beat that. You got the digital catch up of issue 1 and 2 for 10. You also have the first or the issue number 2 right here for $10, with plus shipping. And I like this one right here. You could get the catch up with the first issue, plus you know, the new one, issue 2, and it's $30 plus shipping, dude. So you get 2 books right there. Again, the art looks great. I'm hearing great praise from this. Mike Barron is digging it. Also, my boy Brian that comes on here sometimes, co-host sometimes, Christgo. He read it, said it was dope. So those are 2 pretty respected writers that I trust. And I plan on picking this book up as well. Can't wait to hear about it. I heard some behind the scenes stuff about it yesterday too, about the story, and it sounds very interesting to me, you know. And you got the creative team right here, man. A lot of great guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat so you guys could come and pick it up. You know, awesome stuff, man. Got to have this guy on the channel sometimes. He could kind of do more of a deep dive on the stuff for you guys. Let's see here. Always support Fund My Comic, guys. It's a site that's crowdfunded, and it's crowdfunding site made by comic book creators for comic creators. You know, and it doesn't have to just be comic books. You know, there's also novels on there. I think they're doing board games now. You know, nerd geek shit. You know what I mean? Probably gonna have band albums on there. You know, like that last band we were talking about. They could have fucking crowdfunded a cover for their album on there. Probably, you know. One of my favorite bands did an Indiegogo. 2 of my favorite bands, Winter Sun and Solution 45, they both did Indiegogo campaigns. So I wouldn't be surprised one day if someone did that on here. I mean, if I was that in trouble, yeah, fuck it. Why not crowdfund pay an artist to do a cover for me instead of doing AI art? Back Phenomenova. Okay. There's that. Yeah. Book looks pretty awesome. And then I also have some new metal for you guys. And in this show, dude, Michael Stain, dude, it was a singer of Dark Tranquillity. This guy, I don't know, man. He wasn't like the band kind of blew up a little bit, you know. It's got its followers or whatnot, but this last year, man, his 4 bands are all taken off. You know, you got Halo Effect, Dark Tranquillity, Cemetery Skyline, and Grand Cadaver. All the bands that he's in, it's just like taking off, dude. It took him a long time to really, well, like 30 years to really get, I don't know, kind of noticed. It's just like everybody knows about him now, you know, and he's just got like a really unique style. So this is one of the new Halo Effect songs, and these guys, I don't know if you guys are into In Flames, you're gonna like it because it's made up of all like basically, yeah, it's made up of all old In Flames members, and the band sounds like In Flames. And the singer Michael Stain, he's the first singer of In Flames. So let's check it out. I heard like the first, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds of it, and it was pretty dope. So it's kind of like a reaction type video type bullshit for me. So this one's called Cruel Perception, and it is filmed in Gothenburg, Sweden. That's where these cats are from. So
truths to conquer. There are fears to amplify. What is known and now we see is but a dark mirage. What we see, what we feel, further behind the veil. What is broken, what is gained, never reign when the night. There are ways to wander beyond the given path. There are dark encounters within the mind itself. Who will to see, who will to be, who will to glory advance. Not a Nazareth, not a sign, just an eyes to wield the dark. There's a way, there is no time.
That's just fucking dope.
There's a way, there is no time. Allow a cool perception. To all the words not spoken, are we dreaming? What enough?
Gotta go check that place out.
There are ways to wander beyond the given path. There are dark encounters within the mind itself. A will to see, a will to be, a will to call the advance.
Catchy ass chorus, man.
Not a Nazareth, not a sign, just a nudge to wield the dark.
Always.
There is no time, a path that leads to nothing. There's a way, there is no time.
Pretty cool looking city, man. I hear Sweden is paying people to move there to help populate, because they're very underpopulated. I'd definitely fucking move there.
What's up?
What's up, brother? Just checking out
What
the
are you
new,
watching? The new shit?
yeah, new Halo effect.
Oh, from back in the Disney. Are they not?
Yeah, this fool's got 4 bands now, dude. They're all like, they're all blowing up. Fucking crazy.
Oh wait, this is the guy from fuck.
Star Tranquility?
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Stan?
Yeah, you turned me on to them.
Yeah, dude, like it took forever for them to kind of blow up. Yeah, that song's pretty dope. And because he was the first singer of In Flames, and then they broke up in 1990, and then Dark Tranquility started, and I don't know, it's crazy. And all these members were in Flames once, and now they're in this band. Then he's got another band called Grand Cadaver, which is straight up death metal. Then he has Cemetery Skyline, which is straight up fucking goth, where they sound like Type O Negative kind of. Yeah, dude, you would love Cemetery Skyline. They have one album. So all of his bands are a little different, you know, a little bit. So
well, I mean that's good. There's no point in like having like multiple bands if you're doing like the same thing in each one.
Like the ones that are like the most similar would be Dark Tranquility and this one Halo Effect, you know. But still, like there's a difference, you know what I mean? Like that one is very heavily it's got a lot of guitar melodies. It's melodeath, you know, or melodic death metal. But there's the keyboard player, like he's very essential in the band. Like the keyboards are a big part of that band, you know. This album or this band, you're gonna get some keyboard shit, but it's not a full on like member of the band, you know. Like in Dark Tranquility, Michael Stain, the singer, and the keyboard player are the only members that are still around, you know. I mean, for the most part, I mean, the keyboard player, he didn't come in until like the 5th album. They got like, I don't know how many albums now, like 13 or some shit.
God damn.
Yeah, some shit. And it's like, you know, obviously there's some albums that are better than others, you know, and like when they peak and then they have, I don't know, They have some good songs and shit, but all their songs are like every band he's in, every song is like decent, you know. Like there's never like a B-side with these motherfuckers. You know, there might be a song that's like, but they're still like well produced and like they're bangers, you know, or they're very insightful. So, how's your day doing, man? I gotta ask you, what did you think of Nosferatu?
Still haven't seen it.
The
Still
fuck?
haven't seen it. Yeah.
Did you buy the tickets?
No. I bunkered for Christmas and for New Year's.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like didn't leave the house. Yeah, I was like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Don't watch my review about it, dude. I did a review on it.
I know you did, but I specifically didn't watch it because I haven't seen it yet.
I spoiled the movie too, so like don't. And I go into it pretty, dude. I got a lot of likes, dude. There's like it's like some fucking, that's some good content for, and I have for Nosferatu, man. I'm like, damn, I might do a couple of shorts on that because I have a couple like ideas about it, you know. And people were responding to it as far as like views. It was weird. I got like, it said I had 300 views and then it dropped down to 180 after like 4 days. So I was like, what the fuck? Where did my views go?
Yeah, I know. It's fucking ridiculous. I was looking at my channel and like for the Return of the Living Dead Part 3 stream that we did, like 42, 48 hits. And I'm like, wait a second, this is Return of the Living Dead Part 3.
Yeah.
Right? There's freaks who are into this shit. Like there's like what's going on? Right? It's just like, no. I've noticed like, but a lot of people have noticed that too. That
they
fucking
say it's bots. They say it's
acting all janky.
They say it's bots. Like if you have a lot of views and then they get wiped out, it's because there were bots. That's what that's like standard protocol, like what they say, you know. But
well, that's what they say, but can you believe anything that they say? That's the problem.
Dude, the movie was so good, bro. Like the one thing I will but there's like, I'd say it's 50-50. Like half of people are like, fuck this movie. This motherfucker copied Dracula. This fool ripped Dracula off. It's like, dude. Homie. You're late to the party, homie.
Don't know shit.
They just don't know shit. You know, there's a lot of people that just they're not really like versed on like the biggest character of all time. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of slept through it or some shit.
Dude, on IMDb, gets a 7.7. That's insane.
That movie was like 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like
but I'm talking about IMDb, where if it's a 6.5, that means it's dope.
Oh, really? It got a 7 on there, so that's pretty good then. I used to fuck with those guys all the time. I mean, I did a little bit right now, but I used to go on there all the time, dude. Like I remember back when I was like right out of high school, dude. Like I was always like, because I've always been a movie nerd. I mean, I got into it, you know. Like my dad was like disabled, so we were fucking watching movies all the time and taping shit, you know. Yeah. So and he was, you know, my grandpa. We're, you know, anyways. We're movie buffs. Yeah, man. Like the movie was so good. And in the theater that I went into, the auditorium that I went into, it still has these lights on the side, right? And it's like at one point, Brian, it was the biggest theater in the world, and there was 4 like auditoriums in there, and theater 1 was the big one, and it had like 1,200 seats in there, or some crazy fucking number. It's in Lakewood, California, right out of Long Beach, where I live. Yeah. And back in the day, they would drive there was only like 4 screens in the whole thing, but number 1 was the big one, brother. And they would drive the Batmobile into the fucking movie theater in front of the screen. You know, that's how big it was, you know?
Oh my God.
People like fuck you up. Like if I bring my son in there, that we go see like Moana 2 or something, he's going to fall in the seat. I got to put the little like bumper, like little thing in there so he doesn't slip and fall in there like, Daddy, you know?
Yeah.
But it's big. But so anyway, that one, they kind of hacked it in half, you know, or maybe in a third. So it's just like a third of the size. Man. And they just made it like one theater, but it's still fucking huge when you walk in there. Like, damn, this shit's fucking massive. But across the hall from there, in theater number 14, because they made it a massive, you know, they put 14 screens in there instead of 4. So if you go over to 14, they still have these lights back in there from the 90s that never turn off. They're on the walls, you know? And I'm like, dude, I'm like, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, because we went and seen it the Sunday after Christmas, you know? In the morning at like 11, I'm like, dude, should I say something? And she's like, I think they're just on. I'm like, yeah, dude, I haven't been in this theater in like fucking like 5 or 10 years. These lights are fucking on all night, you know, like the whole time. And it kind of ruined like the first, like it fucked up the mood for me, you know?
Right, because you want to be plunged into darkness. When
darkness
and a horror movie,
dude. And then when you watch horror movies, like they're all filmed dark, and they all, even the good ones and the bad ones, they look like dog shit and you can't see shit, you know. But this motherfucker, right? This motherfucker, he knows how to make it dark where you could still see things. He knows how to film Twilight, you know. Like when at my job, when I'm walking through a warehouse at like fucking 7 o'clock at night, you don't see black. You just see these different shades of gray and blue. You know what I mean? And it's fucking scary. And he nailed it, dude. And so right from the in the beginning of the movie, Brian, grabs you by the throat, like the way it's supposed to do it.
Like, I've heard it's balls out. I heard
it grabs you by the throat. All right, I'm just gonna say that, right? And
people getting fucked up in that.
What up?
I said people getting fucked up in that. I heard that it's bloody.
What up, K-pop? Dude, it's
K-pop.
It's not gory. It's bloody as fuck, though. It's bloody as fuck.
Hammer Time. How much would you rank it as like how much would you rank the hammer effect on it? How hammer does it feel? Does it feel hammer at all?
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Willem Dafoe. He brings the hammer. My biggest complaint, like, and it's stupid, but I don't give a fuck, is that I wanted a fight scene at the end, brother, and they didn't have it. It doesn't need it, and like, it doesn't need a fight scene. Who the fuck? No, I wanted a fight scene, and my argument was that, like, and that's not really a spoiler too much, right? And that's I'm talking about the fisticuffs of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. They wouldn't be afraid to kind of get into it and throw each other around a little bit.
Yeah, especially
a little bit of that. Just a little bit of
horror,
you know.
Especially
those two guys are big,
Dracula.
dog. Yeah.
Especially Horror of Dracula when because that's the thing about Peter Cushing.
They were athletic,
the fact
dude.
that he was like a rugby player. When Christopher Lee first met him, he was like fucking yoked.
He was a rugby player, and Christopher Lee was James Bond. You know, so it's like, like like real life James Bond. So it's like, and they, you know, they would kind of hustle around and fight, and you know what I mean. So I wanted to see that.
I mean, Cushing in Horror of Dracula, also in Brides of Dracula, you see him doing some real physical shit, like doing his own stunts.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even though he got tuberculosis and it fucked him up and it made him look skeletal, he's never lost like that strength, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that strength is no, I know a lot of skeletal people, and they're the strongest motherfuckers. They're the strongest motherfuckers I know. And they're the people that work all the time. And a lot of them are like 50 or 60 years old, and they'll fucking break your hand in half. Like they'll literally Jeff Goldblum you Cronenberg style. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck, dude, motherfucker? You're 50, 60 years old. But these are like, you know, I'm lighting cigarettes off of my hands, like, you know, I've been a carpenter, you know, but it's just like that sinewy strength, you know?
Yeah.
And but you, I mean, have you seen like the reveals of Nosferatu yet? Like what he looks like and shit online?
No.
Don't. Okay, stay offline because it's all over the place. Don't watch my video.
I'm trying to see it this week. I was gonna see it yesterday, but I decided to hang out with my homie Chris, and you know, the guy who was all jacked up in a wheelchair. He's doing much better now, though. He's actually walking around, you know. So that's
if he wants to go see it, dude. You guys should go fucking watch it, man.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing is, it's just like, movies don't stay in the theaters for very long these days. So it's like, I gotta get on this shit. I'll see it this week for sure. Yeah. It's just the holidays just had me fucked up, and I just had to like,
I understand.
Bunker.
Yeah, totally, man. Like that movie though, it was good though, man. You're gonna dig it. You're gonna be like, damn. I mean, I don't know. I'm really like, because I was like curious to know your take on it. You know what I mean? What you thought.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's dope, and I hope that John Gore, the guy who currently owns Hammer, will look at that and go, maybe gothic horror can be scary again. Maybe we should make gothic horror movies.
It was scary, dude. It was scary, you know. Like,
that's what everybody says, that it's it's Eggers' triumph, is what I'm hearing.
Personally, I like Jason. I think the Northman is, personally, that's my favorite. Then it would be
so dope.
Then it'd be you know, and me and him, this dude's like fucking 3 days older than me. And I was like, damn, I got a lot in like common with this motherfucker. Yeah. But Northman, you know, that's my jam, you know, and I could see why he likes this movie. And Dracula's my jam, you know. Yeah. And in some ways it's more Dracula than Nosferatu, you know, and in some ways it's not. And it's very creative, you know, and it does take it switches it up a lot.
Especially with Nina Harker character, because she's sort of like her dark desire sort of summons Count Orlok.
So you know that already. So you know that, you know.
Yeah. Like
So
the basics of the plot. Yeah. Like I have read some reviews or heard some reviews that like Mark Kermode, for instance, I can always listen to that guy. He ain't dropping any fucking spoilers, but he'll give you an idea of the mood of the thing and some of the themes. And,
like there's shit I want to talk about with you, you know, that it's just fucking.
I know. I'm dying to see it. Have you
I love
seen
talking to
Werewolves
normies
yet?
about it. No, I want to. I seen some of the CGI and I was like, ooh, that shit looks whack. But then I'm like,
But then there's
it might
the
be
practical shit, dude.
but the practical shit's dope in there. You know, I've seen
Yes.
some practical shit, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck if the fucking CGI is whack. That shit doesn't. You know what I mean? Remember we talked about American Werewolf in Paris, and a little bit
I've never seen it. Yeah,
in Van Helsing. They both got dog shit fucking CGI, but there's something about those movies that I like. I don't know what it. I know that American Werewolf in Paris also has like I think they have a couple moments, you know, where they got the heads, you know, the Jim Henson heads, you know.
Oh, like the animatronics.
Yeah, just a couple shots here and there, you know, and they got some full body, you know, wolves running around in there a little bit. And the movie just kind of has like a fun. It's just like I don't know, man.
It's basically Solomon Kane is like a superhero.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe Van Helsing.
It's
not a bad movie. It's just one of those films where I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's like because that was from the era when they were taking all the horror out of the horror movies and just turning them into action films.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, okay, we want to have a lot of action. That's cool, but put some fucking balls out horror in there too, and then you've got something. You know what I'm saying?
About the castle?
Vampire Hunter, that kind of shit.
Dude. Dude, do you know about the castle in the new Nosferatu? Anything about it? Okay, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
I mean, there's just what's in the trailer, and that's that real castle that's in I think it's in Transylvania or Hungary, the one that Vlad stayed at, I think. Wow. And I don't want to spoil anything because I like the castle too. Like, there's just so many things. Like me and you are gonna go in the movie, kind of like realistically, we're just gonna love the movie because we're kind of like the stands of that, right? And we're just gonna think about. We're gonna be talking about stupid shit that no one gives a fuck about. You know, like, oh, that's that castle, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, look at, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then of course weighing it against all of the other 1,000 versions.
Yeah. And dude, they came up with the new Dracula. Dude, they came up with the new dope Dracula, bro.
It's awesome.
The castle was dope, bro.
That well will never run dry. The Frankenstein well will never run dry. The fucking Dracula,
dude, and
will never run dry.
Dude, in the review I was saying that like Dracula is a fucking genre now, and so is Frankenstein. They're genres now. They're their own subgenres, there's a Dracula genre, and you can invite, you know, Orlok over there. You know what I mean? And he's part of it too. You know,
most adapted novels in history. Frankenstein's number one, and like Dracula's like a close second.
I think one. I mean, if I was really like gonna, I mean, you can sit there and like pick that movie apart, like if you wanted to, but it was like there could have been a little more Demeter in there, you know.
Oh, man, because that's the best chapter. That's the best chapter in the novel. Because the novel, that's the thing about the novel. The novel sucks. Right?
It's boring.
The scene, about the 50 pages in which
conceptually it's cool.
Harker is in Castle Dracula.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
The ride of the Voyage of the Demeter, that's awesome. And then pretty much everything else is pretty much
everything else just goes. And then when you watch Bram Stoker's, I'm sorry, Brian, but when you watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, you got Vlad the motherfucking Impaler. You know, and he looks dope as fuck. And he's got this dope ass armor by I forgot her name that designed it. You know, it's like,
that looks like, you know, basically muscle
and wolf.
With like basically like the human body with like, you know, the flesh stripped off of it.
Yeah, dude. And then like the whole design of the way he looks in that movie, like the like he says, Coppola says, I'm gonna do a whole fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula stream one night. I actually, that's on my docket. I had that planned out.
It's his last good movie. It's his last good movie, and he hadn't made a good movie for ages when that came out. And I remember some people were not happy with it, and I was just like, come on, there've been a billion Dracula movies. My only beef with that movie is the fact that it's called Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Because it's not really
Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah. It's Francis Coppola's Dracula, but it's perfectly fine, and there's plenty to enjoy in that film.
Yep. And like for me, like for my perfect Dracula movie, I would combine Bram Stoker's Dracula, you know, Nosferatu, and Dracula Untold. Those would be the three movies. That's how you get Matt Burke's fucking. I've been putting Bat Merc on everything now too. I consolidated all my shit, you know, because there's so many Matt Burks out there, so many YouTubes. We're just a Matt Burke band. Do. Like there's so many.
No.
Dude. Yeah. Like,
see, I don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah,
there aren't a lot of Brian Christgau's out there. There aren't a lot of Christgau's out there. We're rare, man. The only other Christgau I've ever even heard of was Robert Christgau, who was a music critic for the Village Voice for like 30, 40 years. Yeah. And people would often ask me, like, are you related to Robert Christgau? And I was like, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, right. You probably are, though.
Probably are. Yeah.
My guitar player Billy, he from back in the day, dude, like fucking 20 some years ago, he's like, he drew like a picture. He was just fucking with me, and he drew Bat Merc, and he drew a black Nosferatu, like just like imagine Nosferatu, but his face is just all like scribbled up, you know, and then he has these big teeth, these big rat teeth, and it said Bat Merc, and I was like, damn, that's just pretty dope. I still have the drawing too. I kept it, you know. I keep a lot of, I keep all the shit. I keep all my lyrics. I keep just the shit like when we were hanging out, and like chilling, just fucking around, you know. Oh, there's actually music of me out there on YouTube, like from 16 years ago, playing at like a bar in Long Beach. You know, I'm like,
oh, that's so cool. We gotta watch that one of these days, dude.
I was like, maybe I'll put it on the show one of these days, like maybe on my birthday or something. You know, I look like fucking like Fred from Scooby Doo. I got that same like hair, and I'm wearing a Heath Ledger Joker shirt before the movie even came out. I didn't think he died yet, you know, and I was like,
man.
Dude. And I just bought the shirt.
I wish there was video of me like back in my fucking goth days in the 90s, the long hair and the leather and all that shit, man. Damn,
the band's still around,
I miss my hair.
The band's still around, and I actually came up with the name, dude. I named the band, awesome. and they're still around. And I'm like, fuck, dude, after 16 years, you motherfuckers are still around. And someone like filmed us, and they never deleted it. So if you go to the video, it's 16 years old. It's like one of the first, you know, during the beginning of YouTube. You know, I was watching it before the stream. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is kind of cringe, you know.
There is footage. There is footage on, and I gotta fucking dig this up one of these days. You know what I'm talking about, right? Gigi Allen's very last show. I was at that shit. And
really?
Yeah. And if the DVD of Hated, right? That was
Monster Squad. What's up?
It was the senior thesis for the guy who directed The Hangover and The Joker and Todd Phillips. Right? And in the bonus features, there's uncut footage of that last show, which turned into a riot. Right? Fuck. And it went like, I told you the whole story about how I just kept falling back further and further and further and further. And then when we were literally out in the street.
Wow.
And yeah, and there's a quick shot of me with this big shit-eating grin on my
face. Big shit-eater, huh? That's funny. I'm in the band In Flames. I'm in like, they did I think it was like their first live DVD. I'm in there like just like very in the crowd. It was on at the Roxy down in like Sunset, you know, or in Hollywood or whatever. You know, I never go down there, dude. There's so much shit. You know, I'm like, I live in fucking, you know, Southern California, like Long Beach area. I'm like, there's so much stuff I could be kind of, I mean, Hollywood's woke trash, but there's a lot of stuff that's cool out there too, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's always going to be the cool shit.
The conventions and shit, and like cool little like monster like coffee. Like, dude, they have like monster coffee shops, like horror coffee shops. You know, where like
what?
Like the coffees are named after different horror movies and shit. I'm like, dude, bro, I gotta go in there. You know, like that's
that'd be a great place.
Saturday, for bro.
Friend.
Yeah,
that'd be a great place for me to go wife hunting.
Yeah, it's to me, like New York seems like a little more seedier than LA in some ways. I know there's a big, you know, but it's like LA's more spread out. You know what I mean? But New York's more like scarier.
New York City is what it turned into was a Sex and the City LARP, basically. And rich people all saw Sex and the City and Friends, and all the rich people decided they were going to move there. And so the rent shot up, and people like me had to move out, right? Because our like rents quadrupled, overnight, and it turned into basically a Disneyland, like a theme park, like a Sex and the City theme park. And all my favorite joints, man, all of my favorite hangouts and haunts. The Raven, gone. Fucking Mars Bar, gone. Sophie's gone. All of my favorite, all the places I used to hang out, gone.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no reason for me to ever go into the city unless maybe, you know, there's like a museum that's having like something special, like when they're having like a William Blake show, right? Where they're showing like
creeping in the chat.
A bunch of William Blake shit. Because I gotta come on your show. Awesome for him. Yeah, not so much, bro. Not so much, Chris. I don't think.
What up, Chris? I haven't seen you in
forever. What up, Chris?
Dude. I haven't seen him in like a year. I gotta come and kick it with you and Sim on the weekend someday. Do a little promo. No shit. Maybe once I start getting some Puritanian pages done. I've been working on that today, Brian. But I'm also been putting in my drafting board today. I've been building shelves and stuff. Yeah, I'm consolidating, moving things in the garage, out of the garage. I want to get things. Yeah, that way I won't be lap drawing. I've been lap drawing for fucking years. I want to be.
Oh, dude, that's fantastic.
I want to be draft drawing, dude. Because I mean, dude, I can't like do nibs. I can't do like, you know, like I can't drop my elbow on my lap and you got to get the board. You know, when you're doing the feathering and the nib work, it's better to have your elbow planted on the drafting board, like the you know, the OGs. You know.
You know, and I remember thinking about getting a standing desk, but I can't imagine working on a script standing.
No, dude. No, but I mean, it's cool. Like, I think because the standing one and the one that goes up and down, it's cool, bro. Because like you could kind of stand up when you need to.
I could deal with.
Like when, that's it. And then you kind of like, you just getting ideas and you're kind of moving around. You're getting the vibes. You're getting the amps, you know. Then you bring it down. You sit down. You start typing. You bring it back up. You walk around. You get a cup of coffee. You get a shot. You know what I mean? Get some tea, you know, smoke J. You know what I mean? Up and down, up and down, up and down. You know what I mean? It's all about just moving this positive energy and this creative like inspiration. You know, I would like one of those, but I would just love to bring in my drafting table from the garage. I've had one, but it's just like I don't draw in the garage no more because there's just too many mosquitoes and weird shit out there, and like I want to just kind of bring it into the house.
Real quick. I've been getting fucking books in the mail. I got this.
Oh, nice. Hold on. Let me embiggen you.
Embiggen.
Hell yeah, man.
This. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The art, of course, absolutely just beautiful black and white art. It's a kid's book, so it's like basically a little fable.
Yeah.
About these scared rabbits that basically end up spreading a panic throughout the jungle.
I love the artwork in there, man.
It's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful.
And he's a great guy too, dude.
Yeah, he is. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Of course, this was the shit. This was I actually messaged Russ and was just like, dude, congratulations. Like,
I did a review on that, dude. Like kind of like right when you gave it to me, I like just did a review on it, and then I'm gonna drop this on New Year's Eve, you know, because it was just so fucking good, and it felt like I don't know, man. I love I love the world they made with like the bar and everything, you know. I just thought it was really cool, you know.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic. And the thing is, it's, you know, I mean, look, it's Robert E. Howard, and so you're getting I mean, it's not Robert E. Howard. This is an original story, but it's the Howard verse, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You're gonna have some booty, wiki booty. That's also what I love about the new Conan comics, the Jim Zub ones.
Yeah,
Conan gets gets more ass than a toilet seat, right? So
he does. That fool's
you have to
all over the place.
Yeah. So you know you have to fucking depict that. But check this out. This really impressed me. Got this in the mail.
Oh shit!
Look at the presentation on this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he really did it. Like he really went all out, man. Like he did it the way you're supposed to do it. You know. Like I don't want to say this.
Like all my shit.
Everybody wants to like that's the way you're supposed to do it, but not everybody can do. Most people can't do that. You know.
Well, it's expensive, man.
It's expensive as fuck. But it's like you know,
you got packing, right? Little bubble wrap, and there's the book.
There we go. Get that wrench on K-pop. There you go.
Yeah, and I haven't even taken it out yet because I kind of wanted to show how fucking crazy.
I love that, dude.
Look at this.
Man.
What the fuck am I doing? Just sticking books in a fucking Gemini mailer. Look at this shit.
Hey, Brian, we're gonna have to up our game for Puritanian, bro.
Hell yeah. But you see, that's the thing that I love to see is people up in their game, which then is going to make us have to up our game. And who benefits? The fucking backers. The fucking
we'll do that. You got both these books on here, right? I want to make Puritanian, like, remember I talked to you, I wanted to make it Savage Sword of Conan like format style, magazine style.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So that's like how I want to do it. And Russ and Zimmerman Leach did that shit, but they didn't do the staple. They did the God dang it.
The glue spine?
Yeah, the glue spine.
Yeah,
I kind of like that a little more, I think, so far.
Oh, dude. Know. And the thing is that this is nice, big, beautiful French format.
Yeah, right? Dude.
This is like the French format, except softcover instead of hardcover. Yeah, fantastic. Really, really good shit. Fucking Cull.
You know what I love about the art in there, Brian?
Cooler than Conan.
And the art looks because he switched over to ink wash in this one. He wasn't doing ink wash in the last one. It was just like, so he switched over to ink wash in there, and then you could see the different tones of the inks that he has in there. So it looks so fucking raw, man. I love it.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The only thing I don't like, and I didn't mention this to Russ, is I don't like how he draws swords. Because you know me, I'm like a sword collector and nerd and shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's the sort of thing where it's just like, dude, just like, it's so not a deal breaker. It's such a nitpicky thing for me to have a problem with. I'm like, that's so, right. Like, here's Cull's sword, and that's not a sword. That's a fucking short sword. That's a fucking pig sticker right there. It's like, come on, man. And Brule's got a scimitar that's like sort of acceptable. But, but once again,
I love that art. I love the way it started up too, man.
Total fucking nitpicking. This is just a fantastic book. And then, of course, the format where you just open it and you're just like, Savage Sword of Conan.
It's like a magazine too, but a book, and it's like even better. Like, I'm gonna back everything they have.
Format, man.
Dude, and they're gonna be putting out fucking like a book they're gonna try to do like 3 or 4 books a year, bro. Like, damn, like that's the way to do it, man. And a lot black and white's where it's at, man. Like, all right, Brian, like check it out.
Black and white.
Say there's like, for you new artists that are watching or you're gonna watch or you give a fuck about the show. Okay, you're new to the scene, right? You join in, and I'm gonna make a video about this too.
Yeah.
Okay, you coming in, right? Are you gonna drop like a dope ass piece of art like once a week to once a month, right? Or do you want to drop like a little strip like every week with maybe 3 panels of something cool? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what the web comics people do. Who
the fuck do you think is gonna have a bigger audience, Brian, after a year?
No, you're right. The people that are
I'm being realistic.
Shit on the regular,
right? Because people commit to story, dude. People are gonna come back for the story, and if it's a good story, you're writing, you're doing 3 panels a week, and like you're just putting it up on wherever you're putting it, right? You're gonna build your audience, And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good of an artist or writer you are. If you don't have an audience to sell to, it don't fucking matter,
Yeah, and that's the problem that Russ has, and I've spoken to him about this. I'm like, dude, you need to and he started kind of like getting into connecting with like the Robert E. Howard fandom.
That's what,
right?
Yeah.
Because if he went to like the Robert E. Howard convention that they have every year.
Oh yeah, Howard Days. Yeah.
These would be flying.
They almost like have to go, dude. I feel like they have to go.
I agree.
Like, they need to make it to go there. You have to fly out to Houston, and it's a 2-hour drive out to Robert E. Howard's house.
Yes.
But it's a weekend. I want to go, man. I want to go so bad.
I do too. I've always wanted to go to that. I've always wanted to go to Monster Fest in LA.
That's the one I was about to bring that up earlier. Like, there's these conventions that are out here. That's what's kind of cool. I want to go there and take a stack of Butch Cleavers and like, hey, What's up?
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
hey, this shit looks kind of whack, but the fucking I like this and I like that and da da da. Because I did that at conventions a lot. You know, some people are like, hey, this is pretty cool. Reminds me of the old school shit. You know, underground shit. Do. You know, or oh, you got to work on this and that, but this shit's pretty cool. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and that was like, yeah, cool, dude. I did that. You know, I did that like 11 years ago. You should check out my shit now. You know.
Yeah.
But like they're out here, you know. But I never fucking go to them, you know. So.
Well, you know, I and I fucking usually go to the Chiller convention, and the year I decide not to go, our certain somebody was there smoking PCP with a bunch of Yakuza lesbians. That bro, one time.
Why you gotta make my belly hurt, bro? Trying to build my muscles back in here again.
Oh,
man.
You've been doing crunches and shit? Did you get the yoga ball?
No, I know. No.
Get the yoga ball. Don't be macho and be like, oh, yoga's for pussies. I'm telling you, you do fucking crunches on that fucking thing. It's like worth like a half an hour. 10 of those are worth like a half an hour of fucking sit-ups. Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's so many like exercises you can do just from your chair, like to fucking rock up your abs. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm gonna sign up for the fucking yoga. You know, like I said, the school just opened right below us. I'm like, oh fuck, I have no excuse. Then I'm never gonna be able to blow off a fucking class. Right? What's my excuse gonna be? Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's snowing. Oh, it's too hot.
Broom and just like hit the ceiling,
cold.
dude. Boom, boom, boom. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know about you, man. You down to hunt some do little
Fuck yes.
All right.
Always.
Let's do it then. Gator Man.
Gator Man
is known about the elusive New Jersey Gator Man. We do know that during the summer of 1973, the residents of New Jersey, Newton, Lafayette area were plagued by what eyewitnesses described as a large humanoid alligator. A local journalist who covered the story compared the creature to an enduring Native American legend about a giant man-sized fish that could never be caught. Perhaps what makes the New Jersey Gator Man stand out amongst other lizardmen is the fact that it was publicly acknowledged by the state employee. Young man from the tribe Kanagara make crocodile armor. Dude, that's fucking dope. In their body by a ritual where they get scars that look like crocodile's armor. However,
like
this
a berserker.
Yeah, dude.
Right,
that's American,
you wear the skin of the animal to channel the power of the animal.
100%. Or Ufedner.
Right. So if you're going to get like berserkers, then of course you're going to get werewolves. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah. So if they're wearing fucking alligator skin,
Packs,
of course you're going to have like alligator people.
Packs of them, dude. And
packs of them.
Well, the thing is, like, the thing is with the berserkers, you know, it would be like one guy. It would be like one solo guy, you know, like 6 foot to like 6'11", you know, big motherfucker in Scandinavia type, you know, loosely, you know, and it's one guy. It's a berserker, you know. The Ufedners,
work themselves up some kind of drugs, you know, and put themselves into a trance.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, theoretically, they would use mushrooms, but also there's studies that they did not. They could get there, you know, they could just really get there mentally. But the
drugs usually are like a shortcut.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sort of. And the Ufedners are the ones.
Can you actually get yourself into a trance like that?
Yeah, I think
India,
so.
You know, there's that festival where they work themselves into trances and they run fucking skewers through their bodies and they don't bleed.
Dude, India's got the craziest shit. That's like for like modern times, like currently, you know. But the Ufedners, they're actually in the Northmen, and that means it's a wolf pack. They would the Ufedners, the wolf pack. They would always run in packs. So the wolf skins, they're always going packs. They hunt in packs. They work in packs. Berserkers, they're always one dude. It's always one guy, you know. So
yeah, like that one crazy motherfucker. Now I'm assuming that I know we're totally digressing here, but I was watching somebody in HEMA that studies the great sword because people are studying that now. And evidently, the way that you use that weapon in a battle is you keep it constantly fucking moving. You never stop. You're just fucking. And he was surrounded by enemies, his friends, right? But they're coming in and they're trying to like tag him, and they couldn't get fucking close. And that's how I imagine the berserkers. If they're using like, you know, like an axe or something, what you do is with an axe as opposed to like a hatchet, because, you know, most war axes, battle axes were pretty small. But, you know, the long ones, like the Saxon bearded battle axe, that sort of a thing, you just fucking kept that fucking thing moving. And so you just imagine like a guy 6'8", fucking out of his mind, quite possibly on fucking mushrooms, just butt naked with a fucking raging hard on, just fucking swinging a fucking axe.
They're coming to believe that they didn't use mushrooms. That they really fucking
That's interesting.
got their
like, no,
you know.
Like I said, like when it comes to shamanistic and ritual shit like that, usually the drugs are a shortcut just to kind of get you there. But that doesn't mean that they can't do the work and get themselves there. Absolutely. Yeah,
and I saw like
the power of the mind over the body. Like I said, those people running fucking skewers to themselves and not bleeding. Yeah, it's pretty amazing shit.
And the whole, like, I mean, the Indian culture, dude, like they got the craziest shit going on. Like the cannibals, like the tribes over there. But
thuggy cult.
There was this guy, like I saw, like there was this documentary on like a modern berserker, right? And there's this pretty famous MMA fighter that's in the UFC. There was this college guy that went to his house that was not on a drug, right? He goes to his house and he goes screaming at the guy's front door. And I believe he kicks the guy's front door in, right? And he fights with this UFC fighter. The UFC guy's like, you know, calls 911. Someone broke into my house. The guys fight. They fight for 5 minutes, dude. You know how long 5 minutes is in a fight? It's like
oh my god, it's like an eternity.
And they finally
That's a long fight.
And the guy, they interviewed the UFC guy, and I guess he was one of the best fighters in the world, like the best fighters in the world. And they said that this guy, that he's like, dude, this guy was so fucking strong. I couldn't put him, like, it was so hard to fight him, you know. And it was they found out who the guy was. He was a college student. He had nothing in his system, no mental problems, nothing like that. He was, you know, but something snapped in him, and they said that he channeled, you know, that was like a modern kind of berserker. So
and he ran into his house and attacked him.
He kicked the door down, dude.
Oh my god!
I have to find the video. I have to do like a whole video on that.
Dude.
It's very important and very interesting, and not a lot of people talked about it. I discovered it last year. But
Bruce Lee was asked, like, is there anybody you would be afraid to fight? He said, yeah. Who? A fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, because they're unpredictable. If a guy,
it's scary as fuck.
I could size a guy up. Oh, he's a karate guy. He's a taekwondo guy. Oh, he's probably going to make this move. He's going to probably make that move. Lunatic it's the unpredictability is their superpower.
Or PCP, right? Like you got a guy that's breaking into your neighbor's house, and you go over there, like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what the fuck he's on. You got to stay like a couple feet away from him. I mean, are you going to kick him in the chest? You know, like throw him in the ground? He's going to jump back up. Yeah, old buck, you know. So it's
as crazy, for swords, the cool thing about the katana, katanas are overrated. But one of the things you can do is you can just flip them in your hand and just beat a motherfucker with the blunt edge. Yeah, I saw Sonny Chiba do that actually in Mortal Kombat, the movie that he made with Rowdy Roddy Piper. But I'm sorry, we have so fucking digressed. You can tell I was smoking weed. We're so digressed from.
You gotta watch that,
like bitchin' monster.
Dude, that's what we do on this show, bro. This show's a party, bro.
I know. It's all good. Where's Preston? Traitor.
Preston? What happened to
bastard?
Preston? Oh, I thought he was in there trying to jump in.
I went over to busy like a motherfucker.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I heard there's gonna be some crazy shit going on.
There's gonna be crazy shit going on. And also, my boy Adam Lawson shared a folder with me, all 5 issues of Blood Moon Stomp, that thing that I wrote for him. Like now it's been like a year, 2 years later, and I've seen all of the pencils and inks and some of the colors, and I think like we actually might have something special.
Nice.
I actually think like I'm just like, And fucking Adam went in and he made little fucking changes, and every fucking change that he made was a good one.
Nice.
Like, that's what I love about working with this guy is, you know, because writers, we tend to be protective over our shit, but ultimately you have to put your ego aside and be like, yeah, that's a better idea. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's cooler.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah,
it's
2025 is going to be fucking is going to be lit for us in so many ways. And yeah, big fucking announcements coming from Preston. Big fucking announcements. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gator, man. This is probably one of my. I don't know, man. I really like this character. Just Did
you ever see the Lizard People?
Nah, dude.
It's a horror movie with John Agar. Rocky Erickson has a song called "A Cold Night for Alligators." That's about alligator people. Really? It's a cold night for alligators. You never heard that? Oh man, people are always sleeping on fucking Rocky Erickson, man. Check out Rocky Erickson if you've never listened to him. Absolutely fucking incredible. He invented horror rock, basically.
Let's check him out.
All of his songs are about fucking shit from horror movies. Like, he was just a horror movie guy.
What's that one dude? I forgot his name. The black guy. You know what I mean? That inspired like Arthur Brown and then Alice Cooper.
Put a spell on you. Yeah. Fucking.
His name is escaping me.
Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Yeah, Screaming Jay Hawkins with the bone in his nose. I was thinking him as like horror kind of rock. You know?
Oh yeah. Screaming Lord Sutch was another guy like that. He was basically dressed up like Jack the Ripper. Didn't I show you that footage of him like attacking girls, like pretending to attack the girls at the show? Oh, it's incredible. They're all screaming and jumping back and shrinking away from him with these grins on their faces.
That's funny.
And he's just like pretending to menace them. And it's just like, oh God, dude, it's the funniest fucking thing. Yeah, Screaming Lord Sutch is another guy that you should definitely check out. There's a really good documentary about him. But yeah, no, fucking, yeah, I can't think of this and not think of A Cold Night for Alligators.
This is cool, man. I like the whole, like, you know, Native American, gator armor, you know, and they're talking about sightings. No physical evidence of the New Jersey gator man has ever been brought to light. However, eyewitnesses, reports, and public knowledge or acknowledgement from a city of official vote well for the existence of the creature. During the summer of 1973, multiple people saw a humanoid alligator. Explanations: an unknown species of large alligator, perhaps an evolved dinosaur or Champus relatitai. Sorry for my French, but yeah, Gator Man, dude, that sounds awesome. I guess
what was the French name?
It was a probably a Latin term.
Okay, yeah. My Latin pronunciation is pretty good. My other one isn't so much.
That's right,
Jay Hawkins. Yeah, they say he started the shock rock genre. Yeah. And then, of course, you know, spiritual successors were Alice Cooper and Rocky Erickson, people like that. But for some reason, what happened with Rocky Erickson was he got busted for weed in Texas. And this was like, the 60s. And they're like, you can either go to like a psych ward or you can go to prison. And he chose the psych ward because he thought it would be better. And it wasn't, because they fried his brain.
Oh, yeah.
And he was never the same afterwards. I got to see him live, which I never thought I would ever, which blew my mind, because they would bring him out on stage because he's severely schizophrenic and everything. And you could tell like the band were all working with him, right? That they were kind of like, just pretend this is just like, like when we're like playing in the garage.
Yeah.
And Erickson would just have his back like this to us, right? And all this love coming his way, but just shrinking. And then he'd start playing, he'd be facing his friends, and then he would turn around. And it was like magic. Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking, yeah. It's like the old guy was back, and then the song would end, and then he'd sort of shrink back. And it was just like, it was really moving, because it was just like, damn, that's the healing power of art.
Yeah, dude. It is, man. And art is, Yeah, man, it's got to be, man. You got to have a style, and you got to be passionate about something to. I mean, because we talk about comics, like for me, like making comic books and doing sequential art and telling a story is different than actually like making a piece of art, and being an artist and
very
saying
much
what
so.
you have to say in that, and that's a whole different like ball game. We don't really fuck with that in the sphere that much, but I've been wanting to like, eventually move on to doing some art, That's a big thing I want to do eventually. Like that's like what I want to
Like
do when I
sculpture
retire.
or a painting.
Painting. Yeah. I want to move into
Oh,
that eventually.
you know the guy.
Yeah.
You just so happen to know somebody who's fucking an incredible painter. Jesus, man.
It's gonna be like metal shit, like Frazetta shit. That's the stuff that I paint,
Dude, that shit that
that's
we can't
retirement
talk
shit,
about. That shit we can't talk about is just mind blowing. Mind blowing. And that's why Preston's not hanging out here, because these guys knows with a fucking grindstone, and he's fucking working his ass off right now. Because these people that he's working with love him, and like he said, he pushed, because I'm not naming specifics, so I can say this. He went like, okay, I'm just gonna go full out and see how much I can get away with.
Yeah.
Because
I'm saying that. Yeah.
Preston's all about the gnarliness. Right? He's like,
that's an artist, though.
How
that's what an artist does.
Can I make this? Yeah, and that's his style, right? And he pushed it to the max. And they were like, "Yeah, we just need you to change this one thing. He shouldn't have the sword on his back. It should be in his hand." Or vice versa. I think it might have been. And it's just like he was just like, but that means he's working with people that they're just like. Yeah, that's not what I wrote, but yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's like, yes, that. More of that, please.
100%, man. I mean, I can't wait to like.
We'll just don't know. This is actually going to be a really good year for us, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be better than last year too. I already have plans for this year, and then like I have like side plans. Like if this doesn't do this, then it's going to go that way. Like I have 3 different like. It's fucking crazy, and it seems like they're all going to be fun, either whatever way that I do it.
I gotta do conventions too, man. I gotta fucking I gotta meet you, motherfuckers. I haven't.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We've known each other for years. We're friends.
Yeah,
we collaborate together. We've never been in the same fucking room.
Yeah, I know, it's weird, right?
It's weird, but there's something cool and beautiful about that too, I think.
Yeah. We will eventually. I mean, I know I want to make a trip out there to New York. I've never been out there before. You've been out here before, right? California and shit, right?
Yeah, when my brother was living there.
How many times have you been out here before?
God, I think that was the only time. I think
just one time you've been out here?
Yeah, and then we drove. Yeah, he was in Laguna. And
that's a nice town.
Swank.
Yeah.
Yes. And because my brother was doing very well for himself out there, and he said he could like hit like he could go boogie boarding in the ocean and take a drive, and in the same afternoon be skiing or boogie boarding down a fucking
totally. You could be in Big Bear,
Yeah.
That's where I'd like to move. Well, for Big Bear, you got to have some work to move up there. Like, if you don't have work up there, you're not going to want to drive like an hour down the mountain when it's snowing and shit, because it's an actual mountain range in Southern California, and it's fucking dope. But if like say, I don't know, you have some type of business, or maybe you're a writer or something, or an artist that's kind of making pretty decent money, you could live up there. You could buy a nice cabin for $100,000, maybe $200,000. I mean,
really?
At least you could, and you could stay up there. I mean, that's how it was for a while. I knew a guy at work that worked for me. He had 2 cabins up there that he rented out, and he said that he bought them both for like $100,000, But the thing is, again,
that's awesome.
You have to live up there, and there's not much work up there,
Yeah.
But this fool would go up there every fucking weekend, dude. He would drive up there like an hour up there every weekend, In retrospect, I was just like, it's not that far. An hour away isn't that far to go up there every weekend. But he would stay up there every weekend and come back down, and then eventually.
If you only have to do it once a week, 2 hours, that's not bad.
On the weekend?
On the weekend? I used to drive every weekend from Binghamton down to fucking Nanuet, 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah, it's far as fuck.
Because I wanted to fucking, that's how much I wanted to fucking get away from that fucking town.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
Oof.
definitely, that would make sense. But I would love to move up there. I think California is the best spot of land in the world. But
Why
there's
do
just
you
a lot of
think
fucking whack shit.
Why do you think it's one of like the world's like third or fourth largest economy?
Yeah, it's the largest producing producer.
Yeah,
too.
it's just desirable land.
Produce.
Yeah, it's just like, and the diversity of it too is where you've got beaches and shit, but then you've also got forests. You got the fucking
like if you go up to the redwoods, there's forests up there with snow. Then you could like I said, Big Bear right there. Then you have like up in like the middle of Fresno where Yosemite is, the national park. There's like 3 subsets of like big ass forests. That snow.
Yes.
Then you have the beaches and all the theme parks.
My brother, like before he died, he owned land in Mendocino, and had a fucking California redwood, like on his property, just one, right?
Yeah,
it's the forest because it's sort of like, but like. Right, because it's not like the trees, like there's a clear demarcation line, right, for the forest, right? There's gonna be little trees spread out, and he had one of those on his property, which is pretty.
Those things are like 1 million years old too, dude. The fucking redwoods,
yes.
So big, and they're the biggest ones on the planet. And it's funny because like California, like this side of the world, at least in like the West Coast, up until like Montana, there's so much like Jurassic period stuff. You know what I mean? Like Montana's got all these T-Rex bones, the La Brea, tar pits. They got all this dinosaur. There's a lot of dinosaur shit out here in California too. That's what's fucking.
That's right. Yeah,
dude. And it's like I don't know, man. I don't want to leave. And there's a lot of places out here that where you can live cheap, dude. Like Fresno's pretty. It's pretty cheap, but it's like there's nothing out there. So if you can find work out there, it's a cool place to move. And then I'm looking forward to it. And Trump's gonna be getting in there on the 19th, so. Hopefully, that shit will help out a lot. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hopefully he'll fucking send out that $1,600 check. We fucking made out like motherfuckers. Like when we were running campaigns and people got those checks. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
We were right. We were fucking busting books.
Dude, I was backing books just because just to help homies just to support homies. Like even shit that I was just like, it looks all right. I'm gonna back it. Boom, boom, boom. Homies in the sphere. I want to see that fool get his book funded, and now it's like a little different because it's like the money's a little tighter, and it's like try to back as much as I can,
Yeah, and so much of the customer base is gone.
Yeah, they're gone, dude. I'd say about 70% is gone, and so that with the economy, and then they're tired of the bullshit too. And they're
somebody fucking basically cost a bunch of people hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, he ruined
their hurling Molotov cocktails in every direction.
He ruined their once boutique career, where it was a fucking wave of time period, a time wave where it would have been perfect for a lot of people,
And those, and the thing is, it's like those guys, Graham Nolan, fucking Andy Smith. I met these guys and they're fucking cool dudes.
Oh yeah,
Braga, awesome. Fucking sweetheart, really, really fucking genuine guys, and they really do just want to make comic books.
Yeah,
well, I mean, Fraga, of course, he's got all this Hollywood stuff, and shit. But he Black Flag is what 4 years late, 5 years late. God damn.
Yeah, it's up there, man.
How do you make you got to make how do you make that up to people? Right?
Know,
because
man.
The thing is, it's it doesn't mean that they're going to trust you again, but you gotta fucking over deliver, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, if shit's really late, put more fucking pages in the book.
More pages, I think.
Yeah,
that'd be a good way to do it.
That's the way to do it. In other words, if people ordered a 48-page book, they better be getting 100 pages.
I know. I'm I'm pretty sure that guy's gonna fulfill it, but
eventually.
for me, it's like the book I really wanted. I know I'm not gonna get is Sovereign by Andrew Huerta. That dude's style was fucking awesome, and I was really looking forward to that book. Because I hadn't seen him do any I hadn't seen him do. I just seen him do covers and shit, and just like solid like art pieces. I hadn't seen him do any sequentials, like like maybe 6 pages. Like he had a little bit on the campaign, but I wanted to see like a whole book by that motherfucker. But I mean, I guess he did do some stuff. He did Little Homies. I don't know. Back in the 90s, they had the Little Homies toys. They're like this big. You get it to.
Oh, I remember those things. They came out of like gumball machines.
Yeah, gumball machines. So Andrew Huerta, he did a Little Homies, at least a cover. I think he might have even done the whole book. I remember it in a Diamond. Yeah, dude. I remember it in Diamond before CG. Like he did that shit.
No
but,
shit.
Yeah, his art's dope. That's one of the many
right?
one of the many visionaries that came out of CG. And one of them's in the chat too. Jason, him too, man. He's a visionary. There was a bunch, dude. Like guys, because like you have like these standard like cookie cutter styles that are dope as fuck, but then you have visionaries, and there was a lot of fucking visionaries. There still is a few left. They're in the sphere, but there was a lot in CG.
6x6.
Yeah,
those dudes over delivered.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just mean like artists, dude. Like
cool.
Like Ink Spots.
Sick in this sector.
Yeah. Ink Spots, Huerta.
Oh my god, Inky.
Jason. Also, whatchamacallit, fucking what's his name? I think Joe Ball is too, dude. Like when Death comes out, people are like, what the fuck? Their minds are gonna fucking be gone.
Yes. Of course, I had to order the fucking black and white.
Yeah, I ordered the.
I don't want fucking color for that, man.
No, I ordered the cover. I ordered the color one, but I did want the black and white. I'm more of a black and white stan, but I eventually wanted to get the black and white as well. And normally I don't do that. You are a visionary. No, I'm not. I'm not a visionary. But thank you.
But he is. He has an imagination that is pretty awesome and amazing. It's like I come up with something and then he takes it just in a really crazy direction that I would have occurred to me. So I think that's what's going to make the Puritanian. I'm just
a what's the word? A creative. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the whole way that the creative process should work when you're collaborating on something. Like I said, it's just like I got the ball, I did my thing, I bounce it back to you, you do your thing, and we just fucking bounce it back and forth.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't wait. I'm almost done with that page too, man. And it's funny because like the page I showed you, like it has so whenever you're drawing things, like it's hard because I try to keep the same energy from the thumbnail to like the regular piece, So it's like really I try to make things as basic as possible. That way there's like minimal energy. That way I'm coming in it with the pencils. There's a lot of energy in the inks too.
I wish I could remember the artist, but have you seen these?
No, Dude, that looks like Ink Spot or not Ink Spots. That looks like Skunk Artworks, bro.
Yeah, I forget where I found these. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's signed. It's Emma Louise. She does like these drawings of like bats, different kinds of bats dressed like Edwardian gentlemen.
Dude, I remember you showing me that. That's fucking dope. I like bats.
It kind of reminds me of, not exactly, but the direction that you were thinking of for your vampires. Like your vampires are going to be gnarly.
Yeah, man. I'm really like I'm really looking forward to that. You know what I mean? Like
but they're horrifying to look
at. But it's just like in certain scenes, it's like it's hard. It's hard to do certain panels, because there's different angles where like you want them to look ferocious, but you can't add too much detail because they're in the background and it looks weird. You know what I mean? And this is basic bitch artist stuff. That's the hard part. So if you have a lot of different vampires and they're far away and you don't want to show their teeth, but they're like, what's that big hole in the middle of their face? Like,
right.
Wait till you look at motherfucker up close,
Yeah.
And wait till you see motherfucker fly. You ain't seen nothing like this before.
Right. But the thing is, also, it's a side project. So Hell War is your top priority, but when you're like, I'm feeling like I'm getting bogged down with this one, then you just hop to the fucking next one. It's the best way to work, man.
It is. Like, well, for me, it's not even a side project anymore. Like, they're just equal now. Like, it's just boop, boop. That's the only way I do it. But the thing is, like, I'm finding now that I have to focus on one at a time because I used to like to alternate between the two. Now I don't like to do that. Now I'm just like Puritanian page, Hell War page, just stay on it because I just like it more like that. It's just funner.
Well, here's the thing. The quality of the work is better, right? Like Preston's gonna have to do a lot of corrections because he was, and you know, no fucking smoke with our boy, because I understand, you know, like I'm not like the only person that he's working for, right? So he was, working on Testament, and you know, and would sort of like jump back and forth on my book, and the art suffered a little bit in terms of its quality because it wasn't steady, right? And you know, just a couple of things that need to be smoothed out. It's going to be a beautiful fucking book, you know. But that's the thing. It's just like it's something that, you know, also represents him. It's got his name on it,
Yeah.
so he's going to want it to be as good as it can possibly be too. So, yeah.
I can't wait for that, man.
Oh man, just like I'm getting that shit, getting the Six Gun Volume 2 colored, and after the colors, then we're gonna do the letters, and yeah, hoping to fucking, I don't know. I'm thinking March, April, May, maybe. That all depends on Preston. But like I said, right now his priority is to work on the shit that he's working on, and that's gonna fucking blow people's fucking minds. Because yeah, he's just gotten like a really major league opportunity.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I can't wait, man.
Shit, we can't talk about, but we can talk about Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
It turns out that his friends are intrigued. That
I would be
interested.
It's fun, you know. Like it's something. Yeah, it's something fun, you know. And I could see him really doing something really fun with that. Like really, just like
it's gonna be gory. Well, that's the thing. It's
gory
just like, it's gonna be like a 70s Marvel, like Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Yeah,
but updated, kind of like what you're seeing with like the current Conan comics and the Atlantis.
Well, I mean, Preston's style though, man, like he's got that kind of like that heavy metal style too, though. You know what I mean? So it's gonna
Bisley-esque.
Yeah, dude, like the full metal style, dude. And then Preston, so it's gonna be crazy and gory and fantastical and metal as fuck and biker. You know what I mean? And like just all that. That's why I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, when I'm writing for him, I just like I always keep that one word in my mind: gnarly. Oh. give homeboy lots of gnarly shit to draw. You know?
You gave me 12 pages, dude, and I've like what the funny thing is I've turned that into 13 pages, you know, or no, I've turned that into 14 pages already, you know, because certain things for Puritanian, I'm like, dude, kind of want to expand on this a little bit, you know.
That's absolutely also the same thing that Adam did, where he was
really?
like, because I was trying to bring it in at a certain length.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, like I can squeeze it together, but it's gonna suffer as a result. So I'm gonna make this a little bit fucking bigger, okay? And it was like, okay. Yeah. And you know, it helped with the pacing. That's the thing.
Pacing is the main thing.
It's the main thing. It's the main thing. People, I mean, look at, no wonder comics have shit pacing these days. Look at movies, right?
Yeah.
Mainstream movies, the pacing
people are fucking, that's the big thing with Nosferatu. They're like, like they don't have, like Nosferatu is a different style. Total non sequitur. It's a different style of horror. They're like they're not used to the dread horror. They're used to that TikTok fucking 30 seconds in
and the
YouTube
jump
shorts,
scares,
the jump scares, all that shit. They want fast fucking stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you need to linger a little bit.
Like that.
Gothic horror's not like that. You know,
is you know what Gothic horror is? It's metal, but it's the slow jam.
Yeah, it's a slow jam.
It's fucking Sabbath.
People aren't ready for it, dude. Like, so they weren't ready for that. That's how this is. Like, I already want to see Nosferatu again, you know. And it's like,
I can't wait to see it this week.
I'd like to go check it out again.
Make that shit a
top priority, dude. It should be top priority. But I'm looking forward to that. Like, I don't think I'm gonna have Hell War done this year. Like, it's just it's crazy. Like, I'm getting close, but I was saying that earlier. I think like making comic books that, like, for me, like to do one a year, it's probably gonna be 40 pages, you know, and like lean and a one shot. That's like I learned a lot from Hell War, dude. Like what not to do and like what I want to do going forward, you know?
Yeah.
And like you
Because
just gotta
that's
kind
the
of
only way that you get better, dude. You just gotta fucking sit down and do the fucking work.
You gotta sit down and do the work, and then like I want to over the next 10 years, because I'm like, people are like, whoa, 10 years. I'm thinking 10 years out, and I want to amass a body of work, man, and I want to put out a book a year, and I want to try to do like a different story a year, you know. So you're picking up a new story for me. It's going to have new characters. It might be characters I've done before, but you know, or I'm working with somebody, but I want to try to put out, you know, one book a year, about 40 pages. And I think that's like, for an artist to write and draw that in black and white and then have an editor come in, and if I'm going to do letters, that's going to take a year, man. Like if you have a full-time job, you know, and you're working on it, hopefully 4 hours a night if you're not falling asleep, you know.
Yep. But so you know, a lot of people have done that. Evidently, I used to work with a guy who worked at an office with Thomas Harris, you know, Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, guy, right? That Thomas Harris, and he just worked like a shitty office job and would write when he had the time. And then he got lucky. His first novel was Black Sunday, about like a terrorist attack on the Super Bowl, right? And it blew up, and so he then got to quit his day job. And,
100%.
Which is the dream, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I also, I mean, it would be kind of cool to just like make comics for a living.
Oh my God. I mean, you know what that means? I mean, not that what we do isn't work. It is, but it's fun work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how can you? It's a sort of thing where if I were making a living just making comics, I would be like, whenever I would get down, I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, cheer the fuck up. You're making comic books. You can't be depressed doing that.
Nah, I mean no, you can't. And but it's hard though. You get into these things where you get into these little battles on the pages, like where you want and what you want to see, and you know, and what's best for story. And at the end of the day, man, story. You know, if
you're not a dick, like I said, like for instance, if we ever come to loggerheads on something, coolest idea wins.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Every time.
And the coolest idea, but also the story, man. The story is the most important thing.
It is.
You know, and the art isn't. You know, the art isn't the most important. It's the story. Well, a lot of artists don't believe that, and it's unfortunate, but I've come to believe that over the last few months. You know, like, nah, dude, it's a fucking story. You know?
But you guys are still always going to be more like at least 5% more important. Like I said, because if people pick up my book and comics, it's going back on the fucking rack, and nobody's going to read my dope story.
Well, if I give you thumbnails on pages, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I want you to approve it because you're the writer, but you're also the editor. You know what I mean? And if you're like, yeah, I'm not feeling this, you know, and then I'm like, yeah, well, I kind of want this. And what do you think? All right, cool. You could that's fine. You know, I dig it. Then that's cool. I sign off on it. Boom, it's good. You know. Yeah. But if you're like, that don't work, I'm not going to do it because it doesn't work with the story, and it's not for the betterment of the book.
And you know, it's going to be really great. My favorite stage, like I'm actually finished doing like the lettering scripts for 6 Gun 9 and 10, and both of those are going to be like pretty fat, like at least like 25, 26 pages, by the way.
Around.
They're bigger than usual, right? Because like, once again, Preston's just like, oh yeah, I felt this needed to breathe a little bit. It's like, you do
sometimes
you.
It happens. It's fucking weird. And it sucks because it's like, breathing is like, whenever you could get away with it, I think in stories and in comic books, it's like the best thing, you know? And it's the hardest thing that you could get is the breathing. Like, you really don't get that luxury that much. You know, and no matter like 90%, seems like a lot of the time, dude, the breathing, it really helps the comic book, you know, it really does. But you can't get it that much, you know? You can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's an art to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, it's the size of the canvas, right? Like when I started writing 6 Gun, comics were 21 to 24 pages, right? So I was like, first issue was 22 pages, and then all subsequent ones were 24 pages. Because it was all about floppies back then.
Yeah. Now
But the thing
changed,
is,
you know?
it's a constantly changing fucking landscape,
Yeah.
and we have to adapt and to survive and
It just depends on who
hopefully
you are too.
flourish at some point.
Depends on who you are and like what system you have. Like,
Yeah,
what's his name? Like Brian Polito, he could put out floppies like every 3 months. So he's just like boom, 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 and he's got teams, badass motherfucking killer artists, you know, all over the world doing his shit. You know what I mean? So like that
Unlike
works,
a
you know.
certain someone, he understands the word delegate.
Yeah, no, you gotta delegate, man.
Delegate.
Gotta be a gator. I would like to do that at one point in my life and just paint and like come up with like I could do that at one point. I don't want to do that now, but maybe 20 years from now, that's something I would like to do. Now I just want to draw cool shit that I think's cool, you know, and store
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to just, spend the rest of my life writing comic books, maybe writing films and video games, getting into that, the way that
You should.
Remender did. And that plus blowing shit up. Being able to buy a nice piece of land.
Just blow some.
Right? Where, like, I don't know if you've ever seen this guy. It's like Hickok 77 or something like that.
No,
it's like this old dude that lives someplace. I forget which state, maybe Tennessee or someplace like that. And he's just into guns. And is always blasting shit, fucking hitting shit with fucking, like steel drums full of water with fucking full auto Thompson submachine guns and shit like that. Yeah, like that would, to me, would be like a nice way to retire. Would be just like blowing shit up. Like,
totally. I could see that.
Some of those zombie heads.
The zombies. Heads. I was gonna ask you too, man. Like, probably gonna be. I was gonna ask you. It's probably gonna be about a year. I'm thinking probably about a year, maybe a year and a half once the Puritanian's done. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But do you want to do the lettering on that? You want to do the lettering on that book or no?
Me do the lettering? No.
Yeah. No. You don't want to try it?
No. You always delegate, right? When it comes to that. I don't trust my lettering skills. Like but my favorite, like I said, I just finished doing like my favorite part of the process.
The ghetto lettering, right?
Is well, no, it's not. It's the lettering, but what I'm doing is I'm not just writing down like my script. I'm like looking at the art and I'm working off the art. Mm-hmm. And then I do my ghetto lettering, right, on GIMP, as I call it, just to see, like, because I sometimes might have to chop the dialogue down a little bit if it looks like, I don't want the panels to look crowded. I don't want it to look like Stan Lee Mobius, Silver Surfer.
Yeah, you open the page and you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to read all that. Yeah, because in comics, I agree, it's a different form. You don't kind of.
But also, don't fucking step on the artist's shit, right? They leave certain spaces on the page, and you're like, that's where this is supposed to go. But then also, I get inspired, right?
Yeah.
And like somebody will have like an expression on their face or something like that, and then I'll riff off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be fun to do. That's going to be a fun part of the.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you just to see if you were down to give it a try. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I've never seen your lettering before or nothing like that. But I don't know.
It's horrible. It's
you never
horrible.
Know. You know what I mean?
No. And it's not that expensive. I'm just like, it's one of those things. I'm like, dude, just fucking spend the money.
I don't know. It is kind of expensive, bro. I mean, how much are they a page? They're like $50 a page or some shit.
I forget.
How much is that? $50 times fucking like 40 pages.
Yeah, but I'm
$1,000.
I know. I mean, but yes.
Back in the day, I mean, I mean, I've never paid. Like that's a lot. I know it's a big thing in your book, but it's like fuck, bro. That is a lot. Like it can make or break your book, but it's a lot of money.
It is.
I think it's usually like $20. So you got like 40 pages. It's $800. And your book, what's your goal? Like $3,000. It's like fuck. Yeah. See, letters are like $25 a page, dude. So that's $1,000. It's a fucking $1,000.
I know.
And most of our campaigns nowadays are lucky if we hit $3,000. So it's already $1,000 just for lettering. So I'm like, fuck, maybe I'll watch a couple more videos.
Yeah.
Maybe, and like, it's like, I know I could letter and like, if I studied on it, but for me, I'm a type of guy that I have to focus on one thing at a time. So right now it's pencils and inks. I'm not going to fuck with colors. I'm not going to fuck with lettering. Like when I'm I'm in lettering. I'm fucking with my leading. I'm making sure everything is like that. On my first book, it looked kind of shitty. On my second book, it got better. And I know on my third book, it's going to look even better than that. But it's like,
yeah,
fuck,
I mean,
dude.
This is the first campaign where I'm going to be probably taking a financial hit.
Which one?
The 6-gun Volume 2.
Oh, okay.
I've only raised maybe about 11,000.
Yeah.
Right, which isn't that bad, but yeah, I'm still gonna have to fucking pay for the colors and the letters and all that shit. But the thing is, once it's done, I'm gonna have then I can do an omnibus edition. Then I have the thing done where I can put it out there and get some passive income off of it.
Oh yeah, and it'll always be there. So like if people read Blood Moon Stomp and they go, what this motherfucker? What else he got? And they go back and read.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get more sales from that because that is happening. People do that once they find like an artist or a writer that they like. They're gonna go back and read.
Yes.
The letters are expensive, dog. But I don't want to do them though. Like I hate lettering. I hate coloring. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to see my lettering. It's fucking.
Watching YouTube tutorials, adequate lettering will do just fine. It doesn't take long to learn. Just boring. That's the thing. That's another thing too. Like I don't. Yeah, I agree 100%. And I've watched a bunch of tutorials too. I'd have to go back and watch a bunch more and get back into the whole gist of it. But yeah, I don't want to do them anymore.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
But I'd be down to pay somebody probably, but it's $800. But I would probably be for my book. It's probably going to be like $1,600 for Hell War. So that's a lot, for a book. Man. What's up?
Oh, and then fucking shipping and handling.
Shipping is so that's another $1,600. So that's the whole book, right? So that you're already looking at $3,200 right there, right? That doesn't have to deal with like taxes. That doesn't have to deal with tape, Gemini mailers, boards, plastic, tape for
and
the.
Then of
for
course,
that.
I also spent the extra dough. Like I'm also getting the backup story. Color.
So much money, and who's going to read it? That it goes back to who's going to read it. Who's going to read all these books? Are they just going to buy them because they're your homies and they want to support you? Or are they going to read them and tell you, fuck you, this shit sucked? Or dude, this shit was dope, bro. I want to come back and buy it.
Exactly.
So for me, that goes back to a readership. Like it comes back to, it doesn't matter how good the book's drawn or who wrote it or shit. I'm seeing books with covers by Bisley now that they can't even get a dollar on their campaign. All right. So
it's rough right now. It's rough.
So it's like you need to like fucking have an audience, dude. Like I've been telling motherfuckers, like you need to have an audience, right? So they can buy your books and read them, and then eventually that could go on. And you need to have an audience, but then you also need to adapt to the comic book scene, wherever it is. And TikTok's fucking blowing up right now. You need to be checking into your local scene too, your local LCSs. You need to be online. You need to be adept to the people that are making comics there too. And dude, you got to have an audience. It's fucking nuts.
Dude. Yeah. And like I said, I'm lucky enough to have an LCS, and I'm going to give them like a bunch of signed books that, and they're going to pay me like $5-6, then charge 20, 25.
That's dope.
For the books.
Yeah.
Right. In other words, it's just like I'm just not taking a hit. But like
I'm down to take hits. I don't care now.
The guy that did because I got to talk to Preston about that too, if he would want me to pick one of those up. The guy that did the old Ghost Rider comics and like painted on the covers and then put
Clayton Crane, that's his name.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
And then took a fucking post-it notes, and on each book went $50. $50. There you go.
And I didn't think that motherfucker like painted like that in real life. So his digital painting and his real life painting is exactly the same. He's on TikTok too, dude. TikTok's fucking huge, man. I hope they're supposed to rip it off the internet on the night, like around the 19th, around the same time Trump gets sworn in. But Trump's like, no, don't get rid of it. He extended it, dude. So I don't know. Dude, it made $15 billion last year, bro. It's competing with Amazon. This year is projected, if it stays on, to make $50 billion. Okay.
I'm thinking maybe like this is why YouTube doesn't like my kung fu videos. Well,
the thing too is about TikTok. You can't say Kickstarter. You can't say YouTube. You can't say Indiegogo. You can't say none of that shit, dude. You know what I mean? Because it wants you to use all of its stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
They won't get rid of TikTok. Yeah, I don't think they will either, dude. I've been on there fucking posting a little bit. It's funny too because
Dude,
when
if
you
they
do
got rid
little
of TikTok, there would be a Zoomer rebellion.
There would be, dude. There's so many people on there. I actually spend like just as much time on TikTok now as I do on YouTube. Like I spend more time on TikTok actually. There's more entertaining shit on there.
Can you imagine an army of Zoomers? Right? Like how dangerous would that army be?
I don't think it's gonna happen though, dude. I think Trump's like, fuck, I'm gonna make some money off this shit, dude. Somehow,
exactly, of course.
Like I'm gonna make some fucking money. I'm gonna make some deals. You want to play a guessing game, Brian?
Actually, I just had to say,
you're gonna go to bed or what?
I have to split, but because I also need to watch tomorrow night's movie.
Me too, man. I gotta watch it too.
Let the Right One In.
Yeah, I've seen the remake, but I've always wanted to get around to watching that, And that was during that time with the whole like Scandinavian horror like fucking remake boom was kicking off, And I'm like, damn, I gotta go watch that. And I remember a mechanic, dude. I was getting my oil change, about 10 years ago. I think that's when it came out, and he's like, yeah, dude, this is a fucking rip off of like a Scandinavian or a Norwegian film, and it's it's Swedish, right?
Swedish.
Yeah. And I was like, and he showed me the trailers, and they were all synced up. And I only watched the one with the remake was fucking dope because they had the two good actors, in it. But
that was Hammer, actually. That was
really?
Like what was then the new Hammer. Yeah, they did.
It had a Hit Girl in it, and that other guy, Richard Jenkins, I think his name is.
And now there's a TV series, but in the TV series, they're like 4 or 5 years older. They're like 18, 17 years old or something.
Dango.
Which completely destroys the whole purpose of the fucking story, right? Yeah. Because it's specifically about a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, really?
And yes, who basically falls in love with a vampire, right? Who's also 12 years old, except she's been 12 years old for a very long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. And I'm sorry I got to peace out, brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for stopping by, man, and hanging out, just chilling here, brother.
No, you got it.
It's good when you pop in and do a little spitting and spatting, and it's cool to talk to you. Go check out Nosferatu, and I should be having page 6. I think it's page 6 done this week. I'm gonna be putting in the. I had to build a shelf today, a big thing, so
all right,
I'm gonna be doing a bunch of that.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Peace. And man, we got Unhinged in the chat. This is his book right here. What up? Oh, for sure, man. You guys need to go and sign up to Frog G. This is the second book that they guys have. This is the Cerberus Key, or Cerebus Key. And let's talk about this a little bit. If you sign up right now, you're gonna get this this foil trading card and this book, man. If you guys haven't backed the first one or picked it up, you guys should be able to pick it up on this campaign as well. And right here, man, Frog G finds himself on a voyage across the river Styx to land on a treacherous, deadly creatures. Will he find the key that will further his quest to bring him back to his human form, or will he be a frog leg feast for the underworld? I did a review on this on this channel as well. I didn't spoil too much of it. And they put out 2 books, and it really laid the groundwork for a little bit of the lore. I just hope these guys stick to this book. I really dug it, and it's something too you could show your kids as well. Sweet, there'll be a catch up tier. Fuck yeah. Let me put the link in the chat right now too, so you guys could sign up for it. I believe I'm already signed up for it too as well. And these guys, man, Ink Spots and Unhinged Entertainment, these dudes really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into there, and you could really see it, man, in the art, man. It's next level stuff. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see you, man. You got to come on again sometime, Jason, and just give us a little update on what you're doing. Because Jason's he's always working on stuff right now. See, he's probably listening, drawing right now. That's what I do. I listen to different people, and I'm drawing on my little drawing board on my lap, but I have a drafting board. I'm going to start doing that. I'm probably going to start doing live drawing streams. I've never done that. I've been on fucking YouTube for like 5 or 6 years now. Never did live draw streams, so draw streams. So I'm going to start probably start doing that a little bit. People are like, "Oh, I've never seen you draw." So no, that didn't work. Sorry, man. Tried this again. It's doggone computer. Yeah, I actually like watching draw streams, man. You get to see how people think and what they do with their pieces, and I think it would be pretty fun. Pretty fun thing on this show too. I'll probably have a little draw stream on this show for a little bit. I might even extend the show a little longer or something like that. I don't know. But you guys get in there, go check out Frog G, the Cerebus Key. And yeah, man, that book's going to be awesome. I actually have a movie trailer I wanted to show you guys. I think this movie looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, it's the zombie genre, and I know that thing's kind of ran its course with The Walking Dead exiting its its final demise, but I think that this movie has some potential. I don't know. What do you guys think? This movie is called Outbreak.
This is Ranger Neil Morris. If anybody can hear me, whatever's happening to everybody is happening fast.
Hi, Mr. Morris. I found some stuff of Ben's. I know this meant a lot to him. I thought you'd want it back.
You gotta talk to me, man.
You're my best friend. I want to help you, Neil. I don't need any more help.
Yeah.
Abby, get up! We gotta go! Hey, get up. Something very bad is happening. Everybody in Morning Rock is infected.
It's gonna be okay.
I need you to lock the doors. Stay down. If you need to go, you go.
What if he comes back? We're not here. I'm not gonna give up hope.
This is a knife. Pointy end goes in the bad guys.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that movie looks pretty dope. I think the actor's name is Billy Burke, if I'm not mistaken. Got the same last name as me. I think he was on that I think he was in the Twilight series. I never really got into those, but the dude seems like pretty decent actor. And what I did like about the movie, I thought that the creature or the zombies look fucking dope. They look like something out of Evil Dead, specifically, or let's see here. I think, yeah, if you like zombie movies, look pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not really into zombie movies too much unless they're fucking awesome, dude. And like for me, the design of those ones, they kind of reminded me of the like the Swamp Witch from Army of Darkness, and they also reminded me of the one Deadite that he faces off in S-Mart at the end of the movie that's jumping on the trampolines and shit. They kind of look like they designed them off of those, dude. And I thought those ones looked pretty cool. You know, they look like Deadites. So we'll see. I mean, and the dude looks pretty like a kind of cool, like down to earth, blue collar, like kind of guy. You know, we'll see. I'll definitely check it out. There's so many like horror movies, like cool looking stuff coming out this year. That I want to peep up. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. First stream of the year. Thanks everybody that hung out and checked out the show tonight. I really appreciate it. Everyone that checks it out on the replay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Got a pretty good amount of subscribers this week. I think 5 of you guys, man. Thanks for all the new subs that have been checking out the stuff. I appreciate that as well. If you guys want to, you could check out my books on Fund My Comic. I might as well do a little show for myself right now. Let's see here. And this is Butch Cleaver 1 and 2. It's about this. It's a gothic horror western about this butcher who gets killed and he's brought back to life by a voodoo hex. And that hex gives him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. It's a hex by this crazy voodoo pimp, man, in this town of Oubliette. It's a town that like you've never seen before, and he has voodoo dolls of everybody he does business with in this town. And if you step out of line, man, he's gonna poke that doll. I don't want to spoil too much of this book or the second one. Butch is basically, you know, he's a product of his own environment. You're going to see the origin of him in the second book. And when you guys back, I'm going to have a bunch of tchotchkes. I got these cards right here. It's got character stats on the back, wanted poster, bumper stickers, or a bumper sticker, 6 a.m. stickers. I got a button and a wanted poster too. So if you guys want to check those out, and a couple sketch cards too. And yeah, I got this shop open right now. Probably going to keep it open maybe for a few more months, and then I might close it down. And then yeah, I got this open on Fund My Comics. So a lot of cool stuff on here. If you guys are into like Spaghetti West and the Hammer horror, and also you know, a little bit of the slasher movies, you might dig Butch Cleaver, you know. So yeah, so I got a lot of pages on here if you guys want to come check it out. I do deliver next day too. And yeah, man, if you guys, I'll show you the trailer at the end of the stream, and I'll put the link in the chat right now if you guys want to go check it out. And book's been around for a while. It's right there. And I deliver the books in about a day or two. It just really depends on what time you back. I live right by the post office, and yeah, man. I'll do a little show you guys at the end on the exit. And thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. This has been an awesome first week of the year. I've been just every day, man. I made a tweet like, hey, everybody get your dollar store, you know, planners ready. I got my planner on my phone, and then I translated over to my Dollar Tree planner, and then I write shit down, and I'm just trying to hit it, just trying to pack each day with stuff, you know. I do work a full-time job, but when I get home, it's like, got to get some more coffee, and got to keep working on that art, man. You got to stick to it. Otherwise, no one else is going to do it for you. You know, you got to get your writing done. You got to get your drawing done. You got to read some books too. You know, you don't watch some movies, get some inspiration, play some video games every now and then. Not too much though, because then you'll break off from your work, you know, but you gotta hit it hard. And I think the best way to do it is at the beginning of the year, man. Like right now where we're at, I think we're at a pivotal time to where we need to set things in motion. We need to plant seeds for the year. And if we don't do it now, we're going to fall the fuck off. And I think we need to do it now, and we need to just keep hitting it hard. You know, everyone that's working on their books and doing their thing, you know, we gotta keep at it, you know. And thanks again, everybody, for watching. Here's a little outro of Butch Cleaver if you guys want to check it out. And thanks, man. Everybody, remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time, and always stay fucking metal.
I awaken from my own cocoon inside a skeletal void.